What's up, guys? My name is not Steven, and I could make today's podcast till the end, but it's still going to be a good one, so check it out, and thank you for watching. Here you go.
Yesterday at work, I got a water bottle, right? I placed it on the one counter where we're supposed to place our stuff.
Epic.
That one counter.
Except there was another one with the exact same amount drank out of it by the sink.
Mm-hmm.
I grabbed that,
Well, you probably drank my water.
probably.
That's fine. I drink everyone's water. Like, if you leave a water out, it will be gone.
Sucks to suck.
Forge. Minecraft Forge.
In fire?
What? Forge in fire? Yeah.
As opposed to forging with anything else?
Yeah. I would rather forge with water, obviously. If you just pour the water on it long enough, it just erodes into the sword you want. Using erosion to create the sword.
Actually, you probably could, high pressure water jet.
Maybe.
Cut out a sword.
Thing on it.
Do we want
Tomfoolery.
to link the Discord yet?
Do we want to link
Fuck
the
it, let's
Discord?
go.
Have we
Alright.
not linked the Discord?
Not in the YouTube videos.
What are we talking about?
Let's
What?
do it. We'll
You
link the
have it?
Discord. Everyone, look in the description of this video, and if I remember, which I probably won't,
That's right.
there will be a Discord link.
I have
Kind of.
control of it too.
Yeah, you
Kind of.
edit. You check it later on when I. Anyway, gentlemen, our topic today. I don't know what it is specifically, but it involves crazy stories.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured no better way to start it off than the New Jersey story.
Yes, sir.
The New Jersey story, where I went to New Jersey and I filmed a movie.
Did
And
you
it
do
was
that last year too, or earlier this year maybe?
I did it this year. Yeah,
Okay.
February this year I went up to New Jersey.
For context, while everyone else was getting worried about Russia invading Ukraine, this man was in New Jersey.
Oh fuck. Yeah, no. So that's a great way to start this off because earlier this February, y'all might remember, the Sovereign Republic of Russia decided to launch a special military operation into Ukraine. And while that was happening, the literal hour that it went off, I was driving through Philadelphia, attempting to get to, I believe it was, I don't want to give out the full name, but basically, we'll just use Woolwich. I'll use Woolwich instead. Woolwich instead of the actual town. But basically, we were trying to get to Woolwich, New Jersey, so that I could film a movie for my cousin, who is a film student.
Mm-hmm.
This was his thesis film. It was very important that he had this done. So I got there Thursday night, and I took a nap. I was just tired. I wake up at like 7:00 on Friday morning, and he's like, "All right, we need to get in the car and go now." So I'm like, "All right." Haven't slept really well, but you know what? Fuck it, we have to go. So I get in the car, and then he's like, wait, Mason, I have a more important job for you right now. I need you to go pick up Andy's ring. I'm like, okay. Andy, for context, is his father. I was like, all right. So I get in the car with Dawn. We go over, and we pick up his ring from where he was working, because this is needed for a prop. And then I drive on my way back. I drop it in the driveway. I found it immediately, of course. I picked it up. I hand it to the actor, Robert, who, by the way, is an amazing actor. Robert, if you're listening to this, I loved you, man. You're
Kiss
great.
his feet.
I would not kiss his feet, necessarily. But he's a good dude.
Kiss his feet?
What was I saying? Oh, yeah. But then I give it to Robert. Robert goes out in the field where we're recording. It is now around 8 a.m., 9 a.m. And we're starting to get, like, some shots rolling. When all of a sudden, Robert comes up to us and says, guys, I can't find the ring.
Nice.
This is not great because this is my uncle's wedding ring. Very expensive. So we all stop what we're doing, go out and look for it. Spend about 30 minutes looking for it. We don't find shit. So Jake looks at me. He turns around. He's like, Mason, I need you to run to the Walmart in Philadelphia. And I need you to find me a metal detector. I'm like, yes, sir. I get in the car. This is around 10 o'clock now. I floor it to the Walmart in Philadelphia. Well, I say floor it now, but I was really going like 75, 80 down the highway in Philly. I ended up driving through a bunch of ghettos, right? These is like a bunch of people are out on the streets with one dude I'm pretty sure had like some sort of weapon on him.
Just kind of looking at you.
just
like,
looking at me,
What
like
are you doing here?
like what's this white kid doing here? And I'm flooring it through the fucking ghettos. I'm pulling to the Walmart, right? I walk in and it's barren. There is nothing in this Walmart. There is not a single thing. Like, I'm looking around the whole time. Lizzie, the assistant director, I gave her my phone number, and she's constantly blowing me up with more things I need to purchase. Most of them for her, but solely her. And I end up, fuck, what was I saying? Yeah, I end up searching the Walmart for like 2 hours straight, looking for it. It's now 12 o'clock. There's not a metal detector in sight. I'm looking all around for one. I asked the guy. He's like, oh yeah, there's one over there. No, there wasn't. He lied. I go ask some other dude. One over there. Oh, no, it's a lie. They're falsehoods. Then I get a call from Jake. He says, hey, Mason, you know the car I told you to take? Shut the fuck up. So the car I told you to take, right, has all of our film equipment in it. All of it. I got out to the parking lot. I look at the fucking car. It's packed to the brim with film equipment. He didn't bother taking any of it out. And he's like, all right. I'm like, all right, okay. When do you need me by? He's like, all right, well, we're filming a scene in like 20 minutes. I am 30 minutes away. I'm like, Jake, there's no way I could possibly get out. He's like, dude, you just have to. So I just had to. I'm flooring this fucking minivan, 95, down a highway in Philadelphia at 12 o'clock lunch rush. Like, had I gotten pulled over, I would have been a dead man. But I did not. I'm revving that thing like I wasn't sure if it was going to make it.
4,000 RPM.
Dude, I made it back too, by the way. 19 minutes. A minute to spare. I managed to make it back. I pull in at like 12:20 something. And I pull in, we start unloading stuff. I start making calls, right, to hardware stores. When I tell you that not a single hardware store in the entirety of the Philadelphia area had a single metal detector. I searched for stores 50 miles away before I finally found one. In freaking Rio Grande, it's past Vineland, it's like right out by the coast of New Jersey.
You had to cross the state.
I had to cross the entire state. So there's this one in Rio Grande that well, first of all, I call Harbor Freight. They say, yeah, they send me to a call center in Michigan. They're like, hey, we have these metal detectors over here, right? And I'm like, okay. Give me some locations. He's like, all right, so there's one possibly in Baltimore, and there's one in Rio Grande. I'm like, okay, so I call both of them. The one in Rio Grande doesn't pick up. The one in Baltimore does. I pick up the phone. I'm like, hey, you have a metal detector? All right, save it. I'll be there. I get in the car. I'm getting ready to drive all the way to Maryland to get one. When instead I get a call from the one in Vineland. Or not Vineland. The one in Rio Grande. And the guy there says, hey, we have a metal detector. We have one left. We can save it for you if you want. I'm like, okay, save it. I'll be there within like the next 2 hours. I promise. So I get in the car and I'm flooring my way on the freaking New Jersey, the Atlantic City route right there that takes you out to Atlantic City from Swedesboro. And I'm like flying down the road trying to get to this Harbor Freight. Meanwhile, by the way, Ukrainians are dying. But I'm on my way to fucking...
Got bigger issues on our hands.
I want to point out that not a single one of us knew that this invasion was happening because of how... Like, people don't understand film sets. It's like 16 hours of work, 8 hours of sleep at most. Like, that's what it is. Like, you are...
a good day of work to me.
You are constantly working that entire time.
Yeah.
And...
Well, in your case, you're running.
Yeah, and you really don't give a shit what's going on. So... Yeah, none of us knew that there was a fucking war going on until like the end of until we were done. I didn't know until like 2 weeks after, until John mentioned it to me, and I just wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, you were telling me this story, and I'm like, oh yeah, did you hear about, Russia invading Ukraine? Or I went to bring it up, assuming that you had known it, and that was the first time you'd heard about it. It was like 2 weeks later.
Yeah, I was definitely not paying attention. But anyway, onto the topic. So I floor it my whole way. I had to stop for gas in Vineland, which is why I keep remembering Vineland, because there's Vineland signs all over the place.
You're in Vineland. I don't
literally
care.
On my way to out of the gas station, I watched this huge white dually that I was like, that's very similar to Tavi's. Almost hit this blue Ford Focus like 9 times. Like he would stop like an inch from this Ford Focus. I thought he was gonna get into an accident,
Man,
Dude.
it's telepathic.
and he
Dude
kept beeping
clearly
at her.
knows his vehicle.
Clearly he does.
Or he got lucky 9 times in a row.
9 times he got lucky.
I mean, cats.
Dude,
But-
was it the same style as mine?
Very similar, except it wasn't as rusty. No offense.
Oof.
Hey, I got the rust fixing. I
True,
got
you
the
do have
rust
most of the fixed now.
working, but
Yeah, now the truck's not white.
it's white with black front fenders and a gray box that's not for a dually.
Pride truck.
Pride truck. Truck
No.
pride.
All right.
Pride truck. But anyway,
But yeah, driving that thing, you can tell where the front is, but at the same time, there's another like 3-inch bumper that sticks off the front of it. It's kind of hard to gauge like where
Yeah.
the end stops, and that's not like that's 2004. The new trucks, you can't even see the front end. They have cameras up front, so you don't hit children.
fucking cringe.
Dude, I feel short next to those things.
Tavi's a short boy compared to
Tavi's
the
very
big
short.
fellas.
Big fella
Mason,
trucks.
the truck stands as tall as you. The
I know it
hood
does.
of the truck.
I know it does. That's because I'm short.
You would
designed.
get run over by a dude.
Hey, quit being ableist, Tavi. That's fucking thyroid issue, buddy. That's fucking ableist for you to say, my friend. You're gonna get canceled. Nah, I am totally alright with being king of the manlets because you know what? I may be short,
You're the
but
tallest
at
of the
least
short.
I have some personality.
He's
That's
got a
not-
good personality.
It's not just tall people. That's not being tall, I should say.
That's Jesse's personality.
That's Jesse's personality. Yeah, I was literally like on my way to
Is
say
the
that.
only person I know that's actually like constantly bickering about
What?
height. I had a
Bickering about-
bunch of kids, or not a bunch of kids, but today at work,
Tavi, you have children?
I
Tavi
don't
has
have kids.
children already.
I work around kids, and I don't work with them, but because I'm working.
He sees or you see
Mario.
Mario, and a lot of.
You work in a school.
I work in a school, yes, and I work tech. And as I'm moving this old amp for the sound system out in our truck, as I'm walking by, and there's these kids going into the art room, and some of them are waving at me, some are saying hey, and then one decides to poke me. Just as I'm walking by, he pokes me, and he's looking at me. I'm looking at him. I'm like, all right. And the last girl is like, so he was the second to last in line, and then the last one in line is just staring at me as I'm walking by.
Who's
Turns around.
this albino person? Dude, did you see the on the way back from Walmart?
I'm not that white.
We saw this. I don't know if John saw her, but I saw this. She was like 5'6" and looked like the palest thing I've ever seen. It was creepy, like a skinwalker.
No, I
didn't
did
see her?
not.
I'm not that white.
I've actually seen a couple albino people. Their hair is the coolest fucking thing.
Scary, man. Skinwalkers.
It's freaky and the coolest thing ever.
Skinwalkers.
They also get sunburnt by looking at the sun coming through the window.
Anyway, I got a story.
Oh, Mason, you were.
You just told us.
You got the metal detector.
Yes, I pull into violent. By the way,
We're not done yet.
I'll never
Stop it.
forget how nice that sunset was over the coast, because sunsets hit differently when you're like, wow, I'm literally on the coast of the Atlantic Ocean when I was literally in Philadelphia like not that long ago.
Aren't you
But
supposed to be in New Jersey?
yeah, but like but I'm so close to Philadelphia, I just call it Philadelphia. Like we were literally
Better Philadelphia than New
Yeah,
Jersey.
literally I was like 10 minutes from the Commodore Perry Bridge. So it's like not really that big of a deal. But anyway,
Anywho.
I pull into Vineland, right? As it's getting like starting to get dark. I pull into the Rio Grande thing. I can see the coast, right? I can see the beach from the freaking Harbor Freight that I'm at. Like I'm looking at it, I'm like, "Oh, that is the coast."
I'm gonna be honest. Harbor Freight and beach are two words I never.
You
thought
never
I'd
thought
hear
you'd
the
see in the
same
sentence.
sentence.
Yeah. I didn't think so either, but I was like, "Holy shit, that's
It's
a
like
real."
makeshift flamethrower.
Right.
Those are fun.
Those are fun to play with though, you know.
Yes.
Those are fun to make actually. Less play with than just make them and then just, commit felonies with them. That's
you don't
fun.
even need to be that complicated. You just take a match and a can of whatever has aerosol in it, and you
Yeah.
just blast someone.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a short range thing though. I want to
Yeah,
get like a water gun.
You want a
fill it with
long
some-
range, yeah.
So fill it
Some
with
good
gas-
shit.
Artillery shells.
mount a
full
little
of fucking-
torch to it.
Yes, sir.
Just Molotov cocktails, but as artillery shells.
HE shells.
Pretty sure those are incendiary rounds.
I was gonna say just
Yeah.
it's just an HE.
basically.
Airburst incendiary rounds.
Yeah. Anyway,
Explosives.
I
You
run
picked up.
run into the store. I'm bolting in there. I'm like, "You have the metal detector." The lady at the counter looks at me. She goes, "Yes." And I'm like the euphoria I felt then. I was like, "Holy shit, thank you." I grab it, pay for it. I paid, by the way, out of pocket like not $100. It was like close to $90.
What was a metal detector
For-
cost? Let me find out.
The one at Harbor Freight that I purchased was like $100. And I was
If you
like,
go to
"Here you
Harbor
go, have it."
Freight, probably 90 to 130. If you go
Yeah.
anywhere else to get a good one, probably
Right.
200 to 1,000 or
Yeah.
more.
So I jump in the car,
As low as
rip out of that
$27.
driveway. Fucking
Wheel squeal and everything.
yeah, dude, flying back to the other side
Those
of the
people must
state
have been like, "What the hell is he doing? Like, why does he need a metal detector?"
this
Were
badly.
you in your Subaru or did you have a different vehicle?
I had Dawn's beat up minivan. It was beautiful.
Is it like the
It's
one?
got a
Is it
soccer
like the
mom,
one
man.
your dad has, or is that
No, it's a Honda, one of those Honda vans. Yeah.
Honda Odyssey?
Dude, I'm driving 95 to 100 in that
You
thing.
were that thing. Oh, you're lucky you survived.
I know. And I'm flooring it. I'm on my way out. I ended up pulling over at Vineland because fucking Lizzie would not stop texting me with a list of things she needed from Walmart. And it was just shit for her, really. And I pulled over and I bought all of it. I throw it in the back of the van. On my way out, I'm about to take an exit that takes me onto the New Jersey, the Atlantic City to Philadelphia, which I would get off at Swedesboro there. So I was about to turn onto the Atlantic City Turnpike thing when I literally round a bend and there's this fucking police roadblock sitting there. I'm like, what the hell? Like, there's just a bunch of cops sitting, like, blocking the only exit I need. I came very close to hitting one of them, but I managed to swing out just fast enough that I was back on the highway, and I was just like, what the hell? So I ended up going, like, another exit or two before I turned over. Anyway, I
Anyway,
pull in to the driveway of the house we were recording at because it's a Civil War movie. It was a very nice house, by the way. It looked very era accurate. As I'm pulling
probably
in,
built in that era.
as I'm pulling in, the sun is setting over the hills. Like just a little bit of light left.
Did you?
What?
So you actually went and got more sunlight because you went backwards so fast.
No, I meant earlier. I meant the sun was starting to set. Like
oh, okay.
like the like oh shit, I
Like
have to
6
hurry
o'clock?
up. Yeah. But
Well,
I end up,
winter probably 4 o'clock, and then by the time you get back 6, right?
oh yeah, it was probably somewhere around there. But anyway, I run into the house. I'm like, I actually ruined a scene when I pulled in because I pulled in so fast that they heard me on the camera. The sound guy, Buddy, who by the way, I love that man. He literally was like, cut. We got too much sound in the car. And he's just like, and everybody just starts complaining. I'm like, guys, I got the. It was so funny because everyone's complaining. Then I pull out the metal detector, and then it turns into cheers. It was,
He just held it above your head like a caveman.
like that's all I did. And then it was just yeah. Anyway, I run in. I grab Ron and the and Robert, and we run out there. I'm like, Robert, where were you? And he's like retracing his steps. Literally, as the last little bit of sun leaves, the metal detector beeps, and there it is. And we finally found the ring.
Do you guys still have the metal detector?
No, we returned it.
Ah, come
You
on.
drove to the
Dude,
nearest
it was
harbor.
$100.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
and
Yeah,
It's
but
too
he
much money.
needed. They literally needed it for probably
One thing.
20 minutes, and then
Yeah.
sent it back.
Well, several hours if you count transit time. But
Well, actual use.
yeah. But anyway, yeah, the metal detector also didn't work at first, so I had to tape it together and like literally hot wire one of the wires together.
God.
See, these are the small details I forget because of how chaotic this thing was. But anyway,
Obtained. Mission.
Yeah, by the way, that-
completed.
that was around 6 o'clock because this was February when the sun fully went down. So we were still out there until like 11, 12 recording, like filming stuff. I just want to point that out. Like we
Night
weren't
scenes.
done. I spent the rest of the night just hauling shit around. Next days it was less chaotic, except the last day. The last like 4 hours was crunch time. I'm gonna end the story because I've been speaking for a long time.
Yes, you have.
But
Although you do have more time
Has
because
it- does
we
it
are
though?
down a host.
There is an interesting part of it though on the last day that I just think that needs to be mentioned, right? Is the fact that literally we're talking to Dawn, she's like, "All right, we need a new schedule because we were way behind." We're like, "All right, we need a new schedule, fix it up." So Dawn goes over, fixes the schedule, hands it to us. 45 minutes later, somehow within the time that it took her to get that 40 from there to 45 minutes back, literally we're an extra 15 minutes behind. Like she found 15 minutes for us to be behind in somehow. Like the schedule was optimized to what we were at right then and there, and you look at it and it was literally optimized to be right what we were there then and there, but somehow we were already 15 minutes behind.
Sound like
Not counting transit time.
sounds like she's bad at.
Transit time.
But we still managed to film the movie, and it turned out really well. But anyway, that was the first half of the story. Anyway,
You gonna link the movie?
but yeah, you know what? If he puts it on YouTube, it's going up.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
You said it was like 45 minutes?
No, we filmed like 45 minutes of footage.
Oh, how long was it?
It's only like 29
Oh, okay.
because they cut out a lot. He actually added a scene literally as we were like crunch time, like the last 4 hours. He added a scene. Everybody lost their minds the whole time. Lizzie's like sitting there like grinding her teeth, like she kept coming over to me and just like ranting about it. It was the funniest shit. She's like, so we're so far behind. He can't just do this. We have to stay on schedule.
He can. He's the director, and he wrote the entire thing. So,
He was the producer after all.
suck it.
Anyway,
Who was
gentlemen,
funding this whole project?
the University of Mont.
Oh, it was a college project.
Was it State Montclair? Montclair State is what I'm thinking of. Montclair State.
Is it, though?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, the state of Montclair. You've never heard of that one?
Positive.
But yeah, that was my
Are our
chaotic
stories
New
gonna
Jersey
be as
story.
long as his?
I don't even know.
Feel free.
Do you
I
have a
mean,
story?
you have time.
I don't know. I have so many different things that have happened in my life.
Well, we're talking semi recently.
Yeah, the most recently chaotic story, something on par with that.
Oh well, I can tell you.
Fuck, that's hard.
I could tell you about my other job, or actually
Go for it.
not similar situation, but
I'm not this. I don't.
my first weekend back working, a lot of things happened. I got followed around by a group of girls. I got assaulted by a granny.
You what?
uh,
You want to elaborate on that one?
Oh, I remember this. Yeah.
And then what else? Did anything else happen?
Turns out John was the granny the whole time.
It'd be that guy who dressed up as a granny.
Oh, yeah,
just to
and
smear cake on the Mona Lisa.
And I'm also pretty sure I inhaled a bunch of processed
Asbestos.
wood and asbestos through fire smoke.
Asbestos.
Oh, is that why your eyes look so weird? Is that why you're about to
No.
like?
No, I'll explain.
I was gonna say you look a little pale. Like,
I need the. I need drugs.
I'm pretty sure I have more of a tan than you, John.
You want to see my back? I'm burnt to hell, man.
Well, that's not tan. That's a burn.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be. I'm Italian enough that it's just gonna turn into a tan.
eventually.
All right.
Oh, it hurts.
So, I guess we could start. It was this whole thing started towards the end of my shift. It was about 5:30 at night, and both me and my coworker had to go to the bathroom. But I decided I'm gonna go first because I've been on this stupid rig for so long. So I hop off. I head down towards the bathroom, and as I'm heading down towards the bathroom, there's this group of girls that notice me, right?
Mhm.
And I noticed this, but I'm wearing shades, so they don't see that I notice them, right? So as I walk about 10 more feet, and then one of them starts beelining me as I'm trying to go to the bathroom. And mind you, I have to go, right? So I got that on my mind. And she runs up to me, she says, "Hey," and then the very next word out of her mouth is, "What's your age?" And I'm like, in my mind, I'm just like perplexed. I'm like, what? That's your first question? Not my name, not anything else, just my age, right? So I just say 19, and then she asks, "Hey, can my friend have your Snap?" I'm like, "Oh, you weren't even the one who needed it." And so
Probably not.
I just told him, "No, I don't use Snap anymore," which is true.
Epic.
I'm actually happy that I don't use Snap anymore. So
Deny the
and
woman.
then she does this like weird like not was kind of almost like aggravated at the fact that I didn't give him my snap. It was like this weird, like,
The white girl anger
the
thing.
defeated, aggravated noise and like gesture as she walks back to her friends. And I go into the bathroom and I'm like, this is the most confused shit I've ever taken, I'm gonna be honest. I had to go, right? So, and then eventually I would come out of the bathroom and I head back up to the rig. And they follow me. They just
Stalker.
follow me. There's 3 of them, and they follow me. And my coworker, he walked down when I walked up, and he said that they stared him down in like an angered stare. I don't know why, but they were like, according to him, they just didn't come off as the most friendly bunch. And so while he's in the bathroom, I'm sitting on top of this rig and I'm watching, and they're still staring at me. I'm trying not to bust out laughing, so every now and then I turn around to just like laugh my ass off because they're just staring at me.
Why were they so pissed?
Probably because of the fact that they didn't get their way for once.
Just he got the white girl rejection pissed. Is that
Yeah.
it?
God.
That sort of thing. And so they eventually they leave. Like after a good 5-10 minutes of sitting there staring at me. So yeah, later in the night, they do come back down from the hill,
Oh no.
The hill.
and they because they went up the hill and to their place, and they eventually came back down, and they spotted me again.
Oh my god.
And then I later learned from her that they were trashy, basically, because on top of somehow managing to rope in like every teenage boy that was there. Because if you watch, like every boy that they could find was around them.
Yeah.
But
Cringe.
yeah,
Bunch of simps.
I dodged a serious bullet because apparently one of them had their ass hanging out too. And so
What is this about a granny after this?
oh yeah,
Same
yeah, yeah.
day?
No, Granny's a different story. So when I came back the first time, the Granny was right before this. So I guess I had to do a guest count. You could put it that way. At this 2-hour shift, I think it was 6 o'clock at that point. And I did my count, and as I'm walking back up, this one granny who was watching her looked like a granddaughter. I didn't actually look at the kid. I'm guessing granddaughter. She stops me, and she asked, "You having fun yet?" And I'm like, ugh, you kidding me?
Whoa.
There's no fun at this job.
A question like that, no.
Yeah. And I actually had I get asked that question a lot more than you think. But this particular granny decided to go one step further with question, with the question / remark, and she goes, if you think about it, this is a great child, and then she meant to say deterrent, as like a form of birth control, but she stuttered on deterrent, and as she stuttered, she leaned against me. And I don't think anything of it because it's what grandmas do, right?
Right. It's grandma's.
They don't do this to you?
I
mean, I know what type of
I don't get random grandmas doing this to me.
You don't spend enough time around old people, man.
Yeah.
'Cause they're all like this.
I
Yeah,
keep my
alright.
distance.
They're like this. So yeah, she
the
leans
most
against me,
annoying shit.
and I don't think anything of it. And I help her finish her sentence. She was saying that the rig I was on was this big fancy form of birth control.
Not wrong.
Okay.
She's not wrong, but that was the end of the joke. We had our laugh. I go back up on the structure, and then the whole staring incident happens. And then the second time, as the girls are following me back, the grandma's there again. This time with her daughter, and they're both watching the granddaughter / daughter of these two women.
Whatever. Maybe.
And she stops me. She's like, "Hey, tell my daughter here what that joke I told you."
What?
Yeah, she wanted me to repeat the joke, and so I tell her the
God.
joke that is one big expensive thing for birth control, and grandma just starts she's chuckling and laughing, and the
I'm
mother's
so
not.
funny.
The mother did not like the joke. She's like, it's not really appropriate, and you could actually count this as assault. I'm like, in my head, I'm just thinking, I don't actually care. And then as she's saying this assault remark, the granny touches me on the shoulder. And then the daughter loses it. She's like, there you go again. You're doing it again. And then the granny keeps like touching me on and off again. And she's like, are you going to have me throw it? I'm like, no.
She's really just pushing her daughter like, I'm gonna touch this
She
toy.
was
messing
she
with
was
her daughter.
clearly trying to get a reaction.
Oh yeah, I found it hilarious.
That was
because the
absolutely
daughter's
an attempt.
genuinely getting pissed, like actually worried about it. I'm like,
Oh my god.
this is
She's
fun.
like one of those old people that specifically will like be like, oh, do you know where the bar is in the bathroom? And they like complain about it because there's no bar, or like
yeah.
Yeah.
She was actually friendly, but her daughter was not.
Oh
like
my
she was
God.
acting.
the
friendly.
daughter clearly has put up with years of this type of stuff.
So, is that yours?
No, because then it goes on later into the night where we go
Okay.
over to Miguel's house, and Michael
Asbestos.
Huh?
Asbestos.
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 This is all one day.
Yeah,
Abibos.
this is all in like the span of a couple hours.
Yeah. Abibos.
Abibus.
Abibas.
Ababas.
So yeah,
Asbestos.
later in the night. Well, yeah, later as we're clocking out, Miguel invites us over to his house to have a fire, and the firewood consisted of this shed that he just ripped down out of his backyard.
Of course.
It's a
So,
terrible fire.
As one does.
this shed had on top of tar in some of the wood. Like we were burning roofing.
Oh god.
So on top of some tar in the roofing, when I was starting the fire, I used paper, but it was not wood like normal wood. It was pressure treated. So you know how you can inhale some firewood smoke and not worry about it,
Yeah.
just a little bit.
Just
And
a little
It's not a
bit.
problem, right? You inhale a little bit of this, and you are ready to hack up a lung. And I'm leaning over this fire because I'm trying to get it to start. And it's
Oh.
not. It's not healthy.
Oh god, man.
And I did that a few times, and it just got worse every time. And at night, I didn't feel the effects of it. And we kept throwing roofing and asbestos siding and all this pressure treated wood on. This is not what you want to have on a fire.
No.
It didn't smell bad, but something was wrong. So and that night, like we got the fire, or I ended up getting the fire so hot that nobody could go within like 15-20 feet of it without actually feeling pain. Ernoch and one of Jesse's friends climbed a tree, like way up in the tree, and then people started chucking firewood at them.
Absolutely amazing.
And Jesse, you guys know what hammer throw is for track and field, right?
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a stick thing. They take the hammer.
Oh God.
And Jesse goes like, "You guys ever seen stick throw or hammer throw before?" He picks up a stick that's like in that general shape
Oh no.
because
he
it looks
tries
like it's a hammer throw mason is a sledgehammer with like a 6
Yeah, I know what
pound-
hammer throws.
Yeah, so he picks it up, and that weight is crucial to the throwing form. So he picks up the stick and he does the thing, and then he fucking lobs it towards the tree, mind you. But
Okay.
it wasn't towards the tree. It went straight into the neighbor's yard.
Oh.
Neighbor's yard's fence. So I'm supposed to flop over a fence and everything. Got that back, and then we went home after a little bit. The next morning I woke up, and it felt like somebody put a hydraulic press on my lungs, like straight on the top of my lungs by my trachea.
Yeah, that's asbestos for you.
Yeah,
That'll do
that'll do it.
That'll do, donkey.
And
That'll
so
do.
as I'm breathing, it feels like the whole thing, it like every now and then it would just like triple the effect, and it'd be like my lungs would stick. It was so bad, and like, I mean, I could still breathe, but it was really short breaths for those few seconds, and then it would like open up, and I was miserable that whole day. Eating was my throat had swollen, so eating was a chore. It was a very
Yeah.
long day of lung pain. It wasn't even painful. It was just uncomfortable feelings for 20. It went on for another day after that too. But yeah, that's my story of my first weekend back of work.
Sounds like you have
Yeah.
asthma though.
So
No, not yet, Mason.
to make it to make that one specific day even better, I remember this weekend. So we work in like a customer service hospitality place, and we got a call that there's a bee problem up on the hill, down up in the
God.
down in the office. I'm working front desk stuff.
Yep.
And so I grabbed Sean, one of the other workers, and we grabbed the Hornet spray, and we head up the hill to go deal with it.
All
We
right.
ended up going to the wrong spot at first, but
course.
on the way out, there's this old man, and he knows me from previous years, and he's like, "Oh wow, look at you, John. You got all lean in 1 year at college, and you must be a ladies' man. Man, if I wasn't married and all that sort of stuff." The man's like hitting on me, and his wife is right there, and I'm just. I could barely hear the man, in all honesty. Sean's telling me what he was saying specifically afterwards. But I'm just sitting there, like, oh yeah, thank you, sir. I put a lot of work in to lean out and lose the weight and all that shit, and meanwhile, I'm just like, Sean sitting next to me is like, just keep driving, man.
Just don't stop.
That's amazing.
But
You're an old man hitting on you. That's a good start to the weekend.
oh, it was a very interesting start to the weekend. Oh.
Oh,
God.
wait, tell me, you had heard about the girls.
Right.
What happened there?
So down in the office, or like the store, I scoop ice cream a lot, and I run some of the events down the lower loop, and I run around and I do a bunch of stuff.
Alright.
And they're around a bunch, and like you were saying, they got all the teenage boys around them and the usual shit.
Yeah.
And the one of them has the hoodie on, and she obviously has nothing underneath it, but she's making it even more obvious, more and more throughout the day by slowly unzipping the sweater. And I'm
Right.
just sitting there like, please, just close the sweater. If you get one hair out of there, out anywhere else in here, and the health department shows up, you've shut the whole place down.
It's ridiculous.
No, thank you. But I never really heard them speak or anything. They never talked to me, and I was quite okay with that.
Saved you a couple brain
You know,
cells.
the more I hear about them, honestly, the happier I am not regretting giving them my snap.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I wasn't actually planning on it at all. I don't actually
Yeah.
hand out my snap to anybody.
It's my closely guarded secret.
Secret. My phone number is mine. I don't give people my phone number. You want to contact me? Send me an email.
Yeah, because it's
Not in the same
I'm gonna
story.
read
I'm
off
just-
the phone number right now.
I'm just messing with you. Yeah, you gotta hand out my phone number.
Yeah.
Send it out, like post it on Snapchat story.
Yeah, this is how you contact John.
I'm gonna give him your dad's number.
No. No.
He already gets enough phone calls.
Oh my
What's a
God.
few more?
What's a few extra?
Oh, speaking of, we had Tom Brady call the office yesterday.
Really? The Tom Brady?
Well, his name was Thomas Brady.
Oh,
Oh.
a Tom Brady then.
Yeah.
Good enough.
He was the shipping guy.
Oh,
Right.
it's kind of
Sad.
disappointing.
Your dad, because no one was picking up the phone, so I pick up the phone. I look at the caller ID. I'm like, what? I actually like had to double check this, and then I walk back, and your dad's sitting at that
Just
desk.
like every single one of Tom Brady's touchdowns, you had to double check.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I walk back to the desk to hand the phone to your dad. Only remember that there's a phone at the desk, and he goes, "Holy shit, Tom Brady's calling." He didn't actually know who it was because the phone apparently auto ID'd.
Yeah.
Thomas Brady.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Which probably means Tom Brady's number was leaked at some point.
Probably.
One of the numbers.
one of his several houses.
I ever tell you guys about the time I called the owner of FedEx?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got his phone number.
How?
Somebody posted it online. It's like, this man, it's just in the yellow books. You could just call him. And I'm like, alright, fine.
Yeah, someone got doxxed and then
Yeah. And I told him he should probably change his number.
I have
He's like, "All right,
several
thank you."
YouTubers like phone numbers that I just see from people who got doxxed. Like just sitting around somewhere on a notepad. I've got Keemstar's phone number.
Can we call him
So
right now?
I have to like find it
Please.
in my 1 terabyte hard
Oh,
drive.
come on.
Yeah, your 1 terabyte hard drive that requires an actual power source because it's so old.
This is a shitty hard drive. I
Ugh,
want to
it is.
call Keemstar right now.
You could probably find that information online again if you need
Guest
to.
starring Keemstar today. Alright, hold on.
But Killer Keem.
Keemstar called at 3 a.m. Gone sexual.
Hello.
Police called.
Keemstar phone number. God damn it, he is from Buffalo, so it's a 7...
Yeah, it is a 716.
It's a 716. It's not too far
We
out.
could probably go find him.
You could probably locate him if you really wanted to. I almost
You could probably go find Keemstar. Go kidnap Keemstar. Bring him in.
I almost copy and pasted his address too, but I was like, honestly, like if I did that, then people would just assume that I'm like gonna attempt to do something to him.
Mason, I watched you dox a server through a file on my phone.
Yes.
It was a
Is
server,
there an issue with that?
It was a server hosting facility,
Alright.
and I assumed I had a bug on my phone.
You were
So I
dialing
sent-
an international number. What the fuck you mean? It starts with a 1.
+1.
Do you have Keemstar's phone number?
Oh, it's his old one. I don't know if it's gonna work. I'm aware.
I might have his old one.
Some other poor chap probably has it.
Hello. Please state your name after the tone, and Google Voice will try to connect you.
No, thank you. I don't think I will.
That's an interesting one. I've never heard that type of call before.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's
It's a California phone number.
yeah.
Uh,
Tabby, you follow Incel
Pickup lines.
what's it called? Yeah, Incel pickup lines.
I
Did you
don't-
did you see the latest one where the dude's like
I haven't been on Twitter since I've wiped my phone.
Imagine going on Twitter.
dude,
Yeah, you got a point there.
there's this man flirting with someone in his ancestry.com thing.
I think I saw something like that before.
It was
It's racist.
unbelievable. Like, how do you sit down
That's-
and think,
Discord, not Twitter. How do you sit down, look at your cousin, and think, that's hot as fuck.
Cletus sure did. Boom, boom, boom. He's in South Carolina too, which makes me so happy to know.
Is it this one?
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't able to read the whole thing.
Well, I'm trying. You should recognize it, right?
Probably not, because I don't recognize things like through colors. I just look at them. I'll find it.
I just look at them.
But it's crazy. Like this man was just like, yeah, I'm gonna flirt with my fucking cousin.
No, it's not this one.
My cousin trying to flirt with me.
Did she really?
Dude, I swear to God, my cousin has the hots for me.
Is this the one? Was she missing an ear?
I remember
Yeah,
this
it's the one who's
story,
missing
yeah.
here.
I like you. I love you.
Dominic posted a video of him ripping a sock off of his foot.
Failing.
Like, from mid-rip.
Yeah.
I did that the other day.
Here it is.
I didn't record
He's
it.
breathing into the fucking...
Oh, it's this one? Okay, I'll read it.
Yeah. I'll have to talk to my uncle.
So what is... Okay, well, let me read this.
Yeah, read it out loud. I'll be player 2.
I'll have to talk with my uncle to see if he has any information. So, what is your opinion on utilizing an ancestry site as this to find a relationship? Just curious. It's not like we're closely related to them. I'm just curious from a woman's perspective.
Sorry,
from a
but that's
woman's
weird.
Perspective.
That's all I was wondering. Thanks for your input. In the end, it's just another form of communication to meet others. Great relationships have come from stranger places. It's not like they are first cousins or anything like that, you know. Anyway, it's just a curiosity. His wording hurts my brain. I had a hard time reading that.
What?
What?
Oh my god. Could you imagine you getting on Ancestry.com and your first goal is just, I'm gonna fuck someone.
Okay, so the very next post from that one is this is a Twitter post.
Yeah,
Please
yep,
don't
yep,
think this
yep,
is me
yep.
saying these.
Tavi, say it, please.
Can you fart in your friend's face and film it?
That's...
As a looks like a shitty third-party messenger app DM.
Now our lovely viewers is for the plot twist. That messenger DM app, that was sent by Tavi. It turns out he was the incel pickup line all along. No.
All right, I think that's the end of this.
Gentlemen,
Mm-hmm.
Dominic, thank you for being with us today.
Yeah, of course.
We appreciate your
Very
input, Dominic.
productive episode.
Of course.
Oh yeah, Dominic, you had a story. Oh well, looks like we're out of time.
Yeah, Dom, I'm sorry, we're way out of time.
It's all right, man. It's all right.
Yeah, we're gonna have to pick this up maybe next time and give you a story.
Dude, that's so sad.
With that,
We'll have Dominic close us out.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I was able to catch the end of this one, thankfully. It was a real good one. So I wasn't able to tell my story this time, but I will next time. So thank you very much. You guys are great. Hope you have a great rest of your day. This is goodbye.